this is Falguni Sharma, and today in ThePrint we have Arnold Dix with us, who is an international tunnel expert and helping the Indian agencies in Uttarkashi in the rescue operation. It's been 13 days into the operation. As many as 13 agencies are working on war footing to rescue 41 workers trapped inside the Silkyara tunnel. A section of under construction tunnel, part of the Char Dham all-weather highway project, had collapsed on 12th November, trapping 41 workers behind 60 meters of debris. So the first question is, what do you think is the likely reason for this tunnel collapse? Does the fragile nature of the region seem to have a role in it?
The fragile nature of the region is why it's collapsed. The rocks here are so fragile, and the building of tunnels has to be done so carefully that that's why it collapsed. And while we have excellent engineering, sometimes things go wrong. Something's gone wrong here. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but these are very fragile mountains, and you have to be careful when you're building a tunnel. We have the engineering to do it. We learn as we go, and there's some lessons here of how to do it better.
Okay. Could you tell us little about your work?
Well, mostly my work no one knows about, because mostly when I'm investigating disasters, everybody keeps it a secret. And the reason they keep it a secret is usually when I'm investigating a disaster, people have died. And so actually no one wants to know about what I do. And the difference here is no one's been hurt. No one's actually been hurt. Despite all of what's happening, no worker is hurt and no rescuer is hurt. And also it's public. And so my prior disasters are normally, I'd call them bad disasters. This one's a kind of like if you could have a good disaster, it's a good disaster. No one's injured. Everyone's safe. Everyone cares. All the government agencies are working nicely together. I've just come from a meeting. Everyone's talking to each other, working very well. The Air Force is here. The Army is here. The federal government is here. The state government is here. The agencies are here, all working together to have 41 men come home and no one get hurt in the process. So, that's...
Which part of your previous experience comes in handy in a situation like this?
Being calm. So you might notice I'm quite a calm person, and also I try and look at the facts. So I'm also a very factual person, and that's why when coming to an opinion about how I believe this particular situation will end, I'm so confident, because I know that everyone's working together. I know that all the government agencies are working together. I know that the military are working with us. I know all the countries of the world are working with us. So when you have so much positive, everyone working together, and when the people are fed and warm, actually, this is of all the sorts of emergencies you could have, I like this emergency. What I don't like is people saying, you're taking too long, you should have done it quicker. I'm like, come on, settle. We actually don't have anyone hurt. Actually, we've got time. The mountain is keeping everyone warm. So that's something a lot of people don't realize. Inside the mountain is warm. I'm feeling comfortable, and I'm very impressed with the whole emergency response here.
Okay. So the third question is it a challenge to find an optimum rescue plan with multiple agencies working together? Also, with multiple points of drilling in the rescue plan, is there a danger to the man stuck inside?
So that's a really tricky question, because there's two parts to it. So you get 10 out of 10 for tricky questions. The first part, is it difficult working with all these different agencies and everything? My normal answer would be it's incredibly difficult. But my answer here is no. Actually, it's like natural. I've just come from a meeting. Everyone is there. Everyone is heard. Everyone has their opinion. A decision is taken and then acted upon. And then as for your question about the multiple ways, so I call them the doors. So for me, we're building doors. We don't know which door the men are going to come out, but they're going to come out one of these doors. Yes, we do have to be careful. Yes, we do have to coordinate. And that's why, and there's been some questions, why is it that the augering is happening but something else isn't happening? Well, it's because what we're having to do is we're having to make sure where the augering is taking place is especially safe, so no one gets hurt there. And we're prepared for making other doorways as well. and we just see which doors we create and we open. And that's probably the most impressive part of this whole planning exercise, the way no particular interest group, no particular agency has become, like, we'd call it a bully. Actually, everyone talks to each other, we share ideas, and then we come to a view. Because 41 men people, 41, they're going to come out, they're going to be okay, and no one's going to get hurt. And that's, I say, for me, this is just such a wonderful, if you could have a wonderful situation, what I'm witnessing here is just fantastic. And that's my experience of 30 years. I've seen awful things, really awful things. That's my job. This isn't one of them. This is actually being done very, very professionally and responsibly.
It's incredible that 30 years of working is like an experienced man is with us in Uttarkashi. So the next question is, does it usually take this long to rescue people in a situation like this? Could you give us a few examples of the previous collapses you have worked on?
So the collapses I work on normally are secret because no one wants to talk about them because people are killed. So the difference between this collapse and all the others is, by some miracle, and I mean a miracle, by some miracle, no one's got hurt. No one, like this, I don't know how to tell you how surprised I am. In all my years, I have never seen this before. If I was to imagine, it's like an epic story from ancient times where a mountain captures some people, keeps them warm, allows food and medicine, holds them, and then we have a discussion with the mountain. Can they come out or not come out? I'm confident the mountain's going to say, okay, you can come out. I just don't know which door.
So the next question is, what do you mean when you call yourself old school in context of this rescue?
I mean old school, like in my pocket, I use a compass. I mean old school because it doesn't need batteries. Because with a compass, I can see it and touch it and understand it. Old school because when we're talking about, say, vertical drilling, you would have seen, I go and have a look. I don't just rely upon a map. And I don't just go and have a look once. I go and have a look once, twice, 3, 4 times. And I talk with all my colleagues about what they've seen as well. That's very old-fashioned because actually many people today, they look at their computer and they think what they see is real. But it would be much easier just to go outside and have a look. I'll give you an example. What is the weather today? Oh, where is my mobile phone? What is the weather today? Oh, what's the weather, right? Or, it's like this. Right? Old school, new school. I like this one. It's better.
How do you assess the geological and geotechnical conditions for a tunnel project? Have you seen the detailed project report of the Silkyara tunnel? If yes, do you find any issue in it?
So I haven't assessed the detailed reports for this tunnel because my mission is to safely return these men to their families. And I don't want my energy consumed by becoming very professorly and doing a second analysis and checking. No. What I do is I go and have a look. I look at what we have and I try and help the whole team here work out how we get these men home. So no, I haven't. So and also I don't think it would help me in my job. My mission is really clear and I don't want to have my mind filled with other ideas.
That's great. Were all safety protocols followed during the construction work? Any lapses that could have added to the condition that caused the collapse?
Don't know. I know it was Diwali, and one thing that I've learned over 30 years is often around festivals everywhere on earth, disasters tend to happen. So one possibility is maybe people were having a good time. I don't know. Maybe they weren't. This is why I don't want to check. For me, my question is how to bring them home safe. I'm not so worried about whether there was a safety, were they wearing their helmet? Doesn't matter. They didn't get hit by a rock. Did they have their glasses on? Doesn't matter. Their eyes are fine. Did they have their safety gear on? Doesn't matter. They're fine. Were they wearing their boots? I don't care. They're fine. So in terms of the safety breach, I don't care. They're alive and well.
Are there any recent technological advancements that have significantly impacted tunnel constructions?
Yes, hugely. So there have been a lot of technological changes over the years, and it always takes time for those technological changes and approaches to flow through to construction, and that's normal. Now, I haven't done a detailed analysis of what's been done in these tunnels, but I know, for example, that India was one of the first countries to adopt special form of spray-applied concrete with additives in it. So I know that innovations are done here, but what I haven't checked is which innovations have been done here and what impact they could have here. But there are, yes, lots of innovations. And maybe some of them will be adopted a little more quickly now that this has happened.
That is why this is a beautiful country.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long do you think it will take to pull out the workers? Are there any particular challenges that are delaying the operation?
Yeah, there's a huge challenge facing the operation. The mountain. that's the challenge. And so that's the challenge. That's the huge challenge. And every technical thing that we do to create these doors to let the men out is being responded to by another trick of the mountain. Always another little trick. So because no one is hurt, because they're coming home, we're being systematic and not reacting in a non-considered way. So yeah, that's my view.
The last question is, do you think breathless construction in the Garhwal Himalayas posing a threat?
Well, construction anywhere poses a threat. And the Himalayas, my goodness, they're so beautiful. And so balancing the needs of a country with the protection of a beautiful environment like the Himalayas is a balancing act. And on the one hand, you need connections, and on the other hand, there needs to be balance. From my understanding of these tunnels, they're here to link 4 holy sites in the most sacred area for Hindu people. And the roads that are there now are really dangerous, and I know because I've been travelling on them and totally terrified. And I know from other countries that when you improve the roads, you also decrease the number of people who are killed. And it's very direct. As soon as the tunnel opens, we see a lot less people killed along the roads. And when I travel along your roads, I see all the breaks in the barriers where cars have obviously shot off the edge. And given huge mountains, I'm imagining not many people survive. So if your car goes off, you die. So I know from my experience that building these tunnels will save lives forever for pilgrims coming here between all the different shrines. On the other hand, it creates environmental damage. So it's a balance, and finding that balance, I think, is a challenge, and will always be a challenge.
Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.